Hello, everyone. Welcome to my book review. My name is Christine Taylor, and I am a graduate student at Texas State University. I'm currently pursuing a master's degree in interdisciplinary studies, and I expect to graduate in December of 2020. The primary reason for this critique is to examine what the authors say about leadership by comparing and contrasting theories and practices, reflecting on experiences of leaders, and drawing on conclusions about the assertions made by authors of leadership books. Slide 2 contains the citation for the book. This book contains comic illustrations and a bibliographic reference section, which provides leaders with the reference information to be able to locate articles or videos within the text. It is listed as the global bestseller, and New York Times best-selling author. This text provides simple explanations of complicated leadership and business strategies. Throughout my leadership journey, I've maintained an idea about what type of leader I wanted to be, how I want others to view my leadership skills, and more importantly, how I did not want to be perceived. I will be critiquing the book Start With Why by Simon Sinek. I chose this book in part because the more common questions are usually: who is a great leader? How or what makes them a great leader? What qualities does a great leader possess? The author begins by discussing success, asking the question, why do some people succeed and others fail? Sinek uses real life examples from people he knew or researched to illustrate how they succeeded. Sinek's premise contains one simple word: why. Sinek inspires his reader by showing if others can succeed, you can too. The author uses straightforward wording and illustrations. This book is perfect for the average reader, collegiate, or professional reader. The author suggests that the way a person thinks dictates the questions they ask, and many times asking the wrong question or not knowing the why of a situation can set you on a path of failure. Page 13. Sinek asks why Martin Luther King Jr. succeeded in doing the things he did, while others could not achieve the same amount of success. The author uses Martin Luther King Jr., the Wright brothers, and Apple Corporation to show us that there is no difference. They all had the same goals, yet they inspired a nation. Sinek asserts that the answer to the question of why some leaders succeed in what they do and some do not is simply inspiration. People and organizations can inspire others and thus lead them to more significant success. Page 6. Inspiration creates energy, motivation, and loyalty. When someone is inspired and loyal, they often pass up better offers to continue to do business with you. Page 29. Part 2 explains that there are two ways to influence human behavior. One is inspiring it, and the second is manipulating it. While manipulation has its benefits, it does not create loyalty or motivate people to stick together when times get tough. Sinek tells readers that leaders can inspire people by using what he calls the golden circle, and he explains that its principles are grounded in the evolution of human behavior. Page 55. The golden circle consists of three smaller circles containing why, how, what, and it all begins with why. The author describes clarity, discipline, and consistency as key factors for success, explaining the importance of starting with why. The leader must learn how to use why, how, and what properly. Before doing something, a person, company, or leader must know why they do what they do. The discipline of how tells us how exactly to do something that we do or something that we plan to do. The consistency of what you do. With consistency, people see that we are sure about the things we do and that we are confident in what we do, how we do it, and why we do it. The what suggests that every single organization and firm on the planet knows what they are supposed to do. The how means that within a company, the employees know how to do the things they do. The why is something that very little people know. This means that very few people know why the company they are working for is successful. Why comes from a personal why comes from a person's beliefs, purpose, and reasons for doing something. The best leaders know why. Why is someone's belief that something is going to succeed? How reflects on every action that the person takes towards the realization of that belief. The what are our actions. When why, what, and how are in balance, then trust is built and value is visible and appreciated. Having addressed the concept of the golden circle, Simon's book then goes on to look at how this corresponds with the three primary levels of the brain. The neocortex is our newest area of the brain, and it corresponds with the what level of a golden circle. It is responsible for all our rational and analytical thought and language. The limbic brain comprises the middle two sections and it's responsible for all our feelings, such as trust and loyalty. This area of the brain is responsible for all human behavior and all our decision making. It is where our emotional connection takes place, and it has no capacity for language. It is this disconnection between these areas of the brain that makes it so difficult to articulate our feelings. Simon Sinek's book, Start With Why, really gets you to thinking about the importance of addressing why you do what you do, as well as giving some great examples of individuals and organizations that have shown how they did it. How represent your values or principles that bring your why to life. How, the hows are what shape your systems, processes, and organizational culture. The challenges that organizations face lie in how they create, communicate, and measure the hows in order to attract, engage, and retain talent. If you hire people who believe what you do or believe what you believe, they will work for you with blood, sweat, and tears. It is necessary to find people who share the same interest as the leader guiding towards mutual goals. Companies that are the most successful employ people who are already motivated and skilled, so all they need to do is inspire. The most distinctive fact which distinguishes good organizations from great ones is that in great organizations, people feel protected. A leader must have a vision, a picture of why something would be the way it's supposed to be, but they often don't know how to apply that vision properly and how to make it work. Trust is critical to building a succession line to carry on the dream or goal long after you're gone. Sinek suggests that the law of diffusion of innovation tells us that you have to have between 15 and 18% of a population to accept an idea before you hit the tipping point. So if you cannot get past the first wave of innovators and early adopters, then you can never get to the tipping point. Maloney's 16% rule states once you have reached 16% adoption of any innovation, you must change your messaging and media strategy from one based on social proof to accelerate through the chasm to the tipping point. Simon Sinek's book, Start with Why, highlights many aspects and theories and principles learned throughout this leadership course. What stands out the most to me are Northhouse 2016 explains that there are many different definitions of leadership. However, to help settle on one that works for you, one should consider some central concepts: process, influence, group, shared goals. The conceptual definition of is leadership is a process whereby an individual influences a group of individuals to achieve a certain common goal. Northhouse 2016, page 6. The great leaders should possess a combination of leadership traits such as intelligence, self confidence, determination, integrity, and sociability. A combination of technical, human, and conceptual skills, page 44, and can combine behaviors to influence followers in their efforts to reach a goal, page 70. A leader also needs to be able to discern the type of leadership a person needs, directive or supportive, page 94, which is also in line with the path goal theory on page 155. 115. An authentic leadership, which describes leadership that is transparent, morally grounded, and responsive to people's needs and values. Northhouse 2016, page 220. Sinek 2009, Northhouse 2016, and McLean 2006 all provide detailed explanations of organizational development. For example, reflection, self awareness, coaching, and mentoring, value clarification, and integration. McLean 2006, chapter 6. The language of this book is so clear and relatable. Readers can have a complete vision for how a single company or even a complex organizational system should work. Readers have a much clearer image of why an idea and a vision is a vital segment of success and why we should follow our why in the first place. Readers understand that leadership and success is not about completion or competition with others. It's about competing with ourselves. When we compete with ourselves and get clear about why we do what we do and how to do it, others also will want to help us, especially if they share the same interests as we do. This concludes my book presentation. The following slide will provide your references. I appreciate and thank all of you who stopped in to view my video. I look forward to your feedback. Be safe until then.